Welcome back, everyone, to another General's Division game. Today I'm playing against Rod, one of the very best. He is he's kind of like myself in his play, very standard, conservative player. We can look at some of his top results. He doesn't seem to really play that much ranked, but he is definitely one of the best. I've played him before. Very methodical, does it when he's ahead, he tightens down his play. He does all the right things to ensure he gets ahead, and if he gets ahead, he doesn't give up that lead. So let's jump into the game. I'm going to be playing allies this time, and as always, I'm going to pray to heavens I have a good R1. Oh, if I fail another Ukraine, I'm just going to tough it out and deal with the same thing I've dealt with dozens of other times. But if we get a good start, then oh boy, here we come. Nice, 4 hits. That's the upside of average. Nice, 8. That's strong, but while that's nice, this is the more important territory. If you fail Ukraine, it doesn't matter if you didn't suffer any hitbacks in West Russia. It can negate everything. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, and he goes bomber first. Smart. These are just not good. Oh, thank goodness he rolled poorly. Well, it wasn't great, but at least we captured it. You usually don't want one tank. And the reason for that is one tank means it's not really cost effective to put an AA there, so he doesn't have to risk his planes or put that much defense there. But considering we got 8 in West Russia, I think this is fine. I think this is a perfectly winnable game. So yeah, I think this probably comes out to about even in terms of advantage. 1 less tank here, so I can't use the AA, and 2 extra infantry here, so I guess that comes out to about average. So we'll proceed from here with a clear heart, clear head. We're going to move the fighters here, 1 to potentially pressure Buryatia, potentially pressure this German transport if the UK can't afford to go for it, like say 3 subs survive. And the fighter will be here in case for some reason the UK fails and to take out the battleship and there's a transport there. So it's just good to have these guys split up for, you know, contingencies. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time for UK1. Welcome back, it's UK1. Let's take a look at what Rod did. So he opted for the standard 1 bomber, 2 artillery, 7 infantry. For combat, took Karelia for free, wiped out the destroyer, no hit back in Transjordan. And this surprised me a little. He went for the aggressive C-Zone 10, which only really succeeds 1 out of 3 times where you kill the destroyer and survive, which I didn't feel like he's behind at all. He got average results in C-Zone 7, good results in Ukraine, so it looks like his whole turn was pretty successful, except C-Zone 10, he got average or perfect. So So, though this isn't outside of the range, you only kill it 1 out of 3. So he had a pretty solid turn. Since these guys are stacked here, I actually have like a 50% chance to kill this if I all in it as Russia. Probably won't, but I could. And this feels like an error. He just put 1 AA and an infantry there. That's kind of strange, but it's there. So I think I'm just going to do a fleet drop since these fighters are not going to be in range of Sea Zone 8. Since he only has 1 cruiser here, I'm not afraid about losing a fighter in Sea Zone 7. So we'll also take out his battleship, or attempt to take it out, and go for 61. So 3 infantry, destroyer, hate-bind destroyers, and a aircraft carrier. But you need them. One time I went against an opponent and I didn't buy the destroyer after it died, and then he just built a bunch of subs right on my navy, and the result was less than stellar. And since there's 2 surviving, I'm just going to sacrifice the sub to take care of it. Because if he gets a second round there and gets an opportunity to get another hit back, that's a huge problem. Every unit is precious in order to hold India compellingly. Now, some of you might wonder, hey, Blacktide, why are you sending a tank to take France? It's... Oh, that was... Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's really bad. Oof, losing 2 there really sucks. Anyway, on to the France thing. Why are you sending a tank to take France? You could take a unit off of United Kingdom to do that. To which I will say that is correct. That would technically be more efficient. But by doing it this way, I can pull off an infantry with New Zealand, load it up here with perfect logistics, or that guy's not going to do something, and I can unload for 2 turns with the United Kingdom without suffering, without having to purchase any additional infantry, which can allow me to buy more early planes, which planes are kind of like, you know, saving for, seriously, saving for your children's college, you know. It's costing you money now, but in the future it will definitely be worth it. Man, my rolls have not been good. Well, at least we took that out with only 1 loss, so that's the average. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. It is kind of nice to have 2 in 61, because if he doesn't send 2 battleships there, you have a 1 in 6 chance of killing a ship. Which I've gotten ships before. In fact, I've even killed battleships before. I mean, when I got really lucky. So that's a nice touch. I always forget that little bloke there. Really sucks that I lost 2 in Transjordan. That's going to make my India defense tight, in which I'm very glad I sent that AA gun from Russia down to make my life easier. AA gun doesn't really do that much, honestly, for Russia. You're either going to hold or you're not. Whereas the AA gun allows you to send more units up from India to help defend Russia. So I'm a big fan of that whenever it makes sense. I think that's everything. Well, mixed bag start. So we'll keep seeing how it goes. The Transjordan was pretty sad. Unfortunate I lost that destroyer, but not implausible. But I succeeded in 61, which is the most important battle. Alright, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for USA 1. Welcome back. It's USA 1. Let's take a look what Rod did. So for Japan, 3 transports, 1 tank, 1 infantry. Combat, killed the freebie transport. Hit C-Zone 61, and he only sent 1 battleship, and looks like I got the 1 and 6 that took out his destroyer, so that is nice. He did Pearl Harbor Light, which means, yeah, he only sent 1 fighter to Pearl Harbor, and he got a good result. So he took out everything, and my sub-submerged, and he only lost 2 planes, so that was a strong result for him. I'm kind of surprised at how aggressive Rod's playing. This wasn't my impression of him. It feels like I'm playing somebody else. He's playing so aggressive, and he took Onway, and he didn't even add an extra infantry there, because normally you want to add extra units here, because if you get 2 hitbacks, if the Allies get 2 hitbacks, then the US can just walk over to Onway, wipe it out, and it's just quite obnoxious for the Axis to retake their territory. It slows down Japan a ton. But he got above average results, it looks like, in everything except C-Zone 61, so pretty strong Japan turn. So for our start, just going to do the standard 2 infantry, 2 transport, destroyer, aircraft carrier, and I'm going to do the traditional, you better hit this with your planes if you want the value, and leave everything else alone strategy. Because I'm going to be a little bit light in terms of Russia. I'm going to give him like an IPC negative attack at West Russia, but it's going to be kind of a 50-50. So I'd like to give him as many targets as possible to discourage him from trying to determine the game in one YOLO, battle that could, anything could happen. But I'm not sure. Rod might go for it with the way he's been playing. I think that's really all I got. Yeah. He wiped out my fleet, so there's not, in the Pearl Harbor, so there's not a lot to do. I am going to send that destroyer there to deter impure thoughts. I don't want to send this bomber here because the Japanese plane could go 1, 2, 3 if he blitzes and takes out Anglo-Egypt, which is a possibility. I'm going to defend West Russia here because it needs that plane. I have to decide where I want the other fighter. I guess I'll put the bomber here. Sometimes I wonder if it's better to not put the fighters here and instead put them here. The problem with that is then they can't attack Morocco, but honestly, what can he even bring there? He can just bring a tank and an infantry. So I've been starting to consider leaving my fighters here in Western Canada in case he goes for a turn 2 Egypt drop. Since he no longer has a destroyer, I'm going to aggressively move up my submarine here. Actually, I'd rather it go here because I can still zone out Alaska and hit these 3 territories if he decides not to purchase a destroyer. Okay, move this guy back. Yeah, the only real disadvantage is I can't hit Morocco by putting the planes here. And it helps me defend Alaska a lot more secure. I've never done this before, but I think it makes sense, so I'm going to try it. Okay, Russia's turn. Russia 2 is always so scary. Sometimes you can just flat out lose the game if you get a bad Russia 2. And that's going to be my turn. I need to clear all of these, or he's going to have better odds in West Russia than I'd like to give him. But I need to take these battles. For these blokes here, I'm just going to leave them. He doesn't have any planes that can reach Buryatia, so I'm going to punish him and say, hey, if you want this delicious Yakut IPCs, you're going to have to wait another turn. Nice. All right, we got it. Excellent. Okay, well, we got everything. He got better than average hitbacks, but I am okay with that. Okay. We'll leave these guys here. Move this into India to make it a little bit more secure. And I think that's all we got. I'm going to put most of the artillery here to have a bit more teeth on the artillery side. In fact, I think I might put all of them here. More teeth to defend Ukraine if he wants to stack. It's not likely, but it's possible. Actually, just in case for some weird reason, he's not likely to stack Ukraine. That doesn't make sense, giving me access to Karelia. So I'll leave a little bit of teeth here, but enough in case for some weird reason he wipes that and has like 1 infantry there, I can retake it more cost effectively. Alright, well, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for UK2. Welcome back, it's UK2. Let's take a look what Rod did. So, 13 infantry buy, even had a little strange. He could have bought, oh, he didn't have the production to buy more than 13 infantry because we took Karelia from him. Okay, so he banked up some IPCs. Let's check his combat. Hit C-Zone 13, what did he hit it with? A lot, darn. It's always nice when you get a hit back here. Hit France, we got 2 hitbacks, that's nice. Goose Egg in Ukraine, Goose Egg in Karelia. So overall, pretty good rolls on his side. A little bit above average. Oh, I love getting that plane. So, looking at the board, I want to buy a second transport here. But the problem is, I can't get a second transport and attack anything. He's defended these 2 territories, to where I don't have odds on either of them unless I want to do a risky two-way punch on France, which I don't particularly want. So I'm just going to buy, 5 land units and 2 fighters. Do I have a bomber? You know what? Maybe I will adjust that purchase a little bit. I'll get rid of these artillery and get another bomber. I'd like to have a bomber. If for no other reason than to park it into India to force him to defend C-Zone 61. Alright, so I'm of course going to skip Egypt because he had a very strong Japan 1 turn. He didn't lose any in Yunnan or Burma, so I need to send everything back to hold. For here, I'm just going to move up the tank of friends. Wish I had something more to do with that guy, but he's defended very, very well, so I'm not gonna take any silly chances. And there's really not a lot else to do here. When you don't kill the Burma guy and he hits you back, it's quite sad. Okay, I'm gonna move this bloke up here. I've learned from experience, you might think, hey, why are you offering him a free infantry? But the truth of the matter is, oh, he has no destroyer, that's nice. He doesn't want to go down here, because I can move these US guys, and I'm probably going to move in a bunch of planes in range to where I just smoke him if he went down. And he doesn't want that. He wants to soak up this income as long as possible. Sometimes he'll try to move over to Transjordan to eat up some India troops, but in my experience, it's worth sending this Anglo-Egypt guy down there in the majority of circumstances. Let's check my defense profiles. Okay, they're all standard. I mean, he could attack this. 6 versus 5, he has odds, but for 1 transport, I don't think that would be wise for Germany to trade out their, most of their planes. I should probably take 4 or 5 of his planes out, and yeah, for 1 transport, I don't think that's worth it for them. I'm gonna put the fighter here because I don't want to give him odds with the tank blitz and fighters. This should put it firmly in the IPC negative territory. I am not moving the tank here because I would prefer to have that tank in range to smash Burma if, for whatever reason, he wants to go for an India 3, which I think would be nonsensical. Well, actually, I think I got a pretty bad Transjordan, didn't I? Yeah, I lost 2 units, so maybe it's not completely nonsensical, but I'm throwing literally every unit I can back towards India, so with the exception of these fighters, which I could park here to go to India, but I need to defend my fleet. Alright, I think that's it. Planes, more planes. I usually want to get more transports down for UK at this point, but that's just not the way the game is played out. So, we'll make do. Yeah, he's still got a pretty big lead. I think the dice have been a little bit kinder to him, but still, anyone's game. Alright, catch you guys next time for USA 2. Welcome back, it's USA 2. Let's take a look what Rod did. So he bought, oh, this is round 1. He bought 2 bombers, 3 infantry, took the freebies, no hit back in Burma, and he's posturing for an extremely dangerous India 3. Considering he had the absolute perfect dice for India 3, no losses in Yunnan, Burma, I lost 3 units total in Transjordan, and he did a perfect Pearl Light, so he's not missing any fighters. So he has crushingly good odds to hit India next turn, but I have to try to hold it anyway, because if you take India 3, the game's basically over. Japan's just gonna run away with their income. I mean, you'll stall them for a few turns, but unless you have, like, ready to take Karelia from the Germans, you're gonna have a bad time. So, and I am not ready to take Karelia from the Germans, not even close. I'm going to just have to try to hold it and hope the dice bail me out, because my dice haven't been good enough to have me hold India despite sending everything away from Africa, which is unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. So I'm just gonna buy 2 transports, 9 infantry. The US, I'm going to try to just kill that guy because I need something good to happen to me. Let's bomb Berlin. I'm going to try to hit this guy with my 2 infantry because I'd like to, assuming I get lucky, punish Japan for doing this by punish them by taking away some of their income. I'm not looking very punishing right now, but we're gonna give it a whirl. Yeah, I think that's about it. Unfortunately, it's not gonna impact the game that much unless I get really good results against India. Alright, I'll take that. I'll take it. Okay, well now we'll just move everything in the kitchen sink. There, I'm going to move this block here to make it so when he sends these transports back up here to unload, it's going to force him to have to defend it with something. He has to send some sort of ship up here. And I don't plan to build a destroyer for India, which means if he wants to unload in Sea Zone 62, he's going to have to send fragile aircraft carriers or buy a destroyer. Or skip bombards off of India, of course. Okay, I want to send these guys. Well, let's finish everything we know we want to do first. Send them there. I want to send more to India. Or Africa. I don't think I particularly do. Oh yeah, I think he also killed the UK. Oh, did he kill the UK? No, he didn't kill the aircraft carrier. I sent it to 61. Okay, I need to defend this with something if I send it there, because he has a bomber in range. Maybe I'll have to send the cruiser. Okay. That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. I don't have enough units. Let's just send them here. Tough spot. The fact that the Burma infantry didn't get a hit back either makes it even worse for us. Literally the maximum amount of units he could send at us turn 3, with the exception that he parked a tank here early, which means he can use 1 less infantry, but what can you do? I hate these situations where I have to hope the dice are kind to me, but the dice were unfortunately a little cruel this game. Okay, is this defendable is the question. That is not defendable against 6. I think I'm just going to have to send everything here. I don't have enough units to defend both of these, so I'm going to have to delay. Man, frustrating. Delay moving up there. I had a literally flawless round, 6 bombing raid, killed both of these, no losses. Unfortunately, it's not the luck where I needed the luck earlier. This is less impactful luck here. But what can you do? You want your luck early like you had with Japan, not late where I get 2 IPCs for my luck. But I'll take late luck rather than none. Oh shoot, I didn't send a guy up there. Oh no, I was correct not to send it up there because of the bombers. Okay, that wasn't a misplay, that was correct play. Oh goodness, what do I want to do with Russia? I hate buying fighters, but I'm probably going to be losing my fighter, a fighter, both of the fighters, so I'll buy a new one to help me retake India. Better than buying a tank at this point. I'm gonna move my guy here to threaten Manchuria. Yeah, let's just go wild, huh? Definitely going to have to pull out of West Russia here. Much to my chagrin. I would like to hit that, but unfortunately I cannot. To whittle down Germany so they can't stonewall us from having too many stacks like France, Northwestern, Karelia. I need Germany to bleed down a little to open some passageways for drops, transport drops. in Manchuria a little. Or if he decides to take this with a good battle, then he has to skip India 3. Well, sorry guys, this is just the best I can come up with. Do I want to send an artillery there? Not particularly. I'd rather have 2 infantry here. No, maybe I do want an artillery because no matter what he sends to West Russia, I shouldn't have odds on it, right? And I'm going to be hitting India. It's almost certainly going to fall. It's like a 91% capture for him. So I expect it to go down, so I'd like to have these units and a fighter to hit here, then some Russian units to hit Sichuan, and yeah, there's no way I can withstand 19 German units here. Have to put the fighter here to be able to hit India. And another good thing about having these Russian units here is if Germany tries to suicide the tank into Persia to take away 1 UK unit, it'll take away a Russian unit instead. Well, sorry guys, this is the best I got. I mean, maybe I should have sent those UK fighters over there, but that would have been a big sacrifice to not attack Germany there. So I think the moral of the story is don't let Japan have a flawless start. It's a little frustrating when I haven't been playing greedy. I sent an AA gun down as Russia, full pullback by UK, but it's not enough. Alright, that's it for now. See you guys next time for UK 3. Welcome back, it's UK 3. Let's take a look at what Rod has done. Ooh, that's not an attractive scoreboard. So he bought 13 infantry, repaired 4 on Berlin, took Transjordan for free, lost 1 Ukraine, no losses Bello, no losses West Russia. So he had a pretty nice turn. So I am, of course, going to be trying to defend India. It's a 91% chance capture for him. Those odds suck, but I mean, I don't really have a choice. If he takes India 3 against a competent player, unless I have some huge favor, something hugely favorable for me in some other part of the game, it's a loss. And I certainly don't do that with Russia huddling here in Caucasus. So we're gonna hope we take as many units of his out as we can, that we can retake it safely with Russia, and that we can deny enough Asia income to make something happen. Unfortunately, it looks like he is gearing up to have a real threat against Moscow, and I don't know. I'm behind. I can't I can't keep everything safe. So gonna do the best I can. Gonna buy an AA and 2 art infantry for India, a fighter, and another transport here. So not a lot of combat. I wonder if it's worth hitting this instead of bombing, to let Russia take that cheaply. It's an interesting thought. I feel like that will have more game impact if that goes well. 2, 3, I can't get back with that guy. Where else can I hit with this? Yeah, kind of don't like this attack, but I'm really far behind, and I feel it has more impact than if I were to bombing raid Berlin. There. Let's send this happy camper up. I'll send it here. This gives me... no... I think I do prefer it here. In case he tries to cheaply defend 62, I can 2-1 it with the US and the UK. But that's the idea, at least. Let's send these to Moscow, because the defense there is getting a little bit tight. Where do I want this cruiser? I don't really care so much about defending 13. It might be nicer to have it in 10 to shore up C-Zone 3. I'm a little light here. Maybe I'll just remind myself that I'm light there. I'll send it to C-Zone 13 in case I want to defend 8 with the US. Not a fantastic position, but I think I've done about the best I can. Still pretty far behind. Alright, well, I think I did the best I could. Catch you guys next time for USA 4. Welcome back. It's USA 3. Let's take a look what Rod did. So he purchased a destroyer for infantry and a complex. And it looked like our threats worked. It looked like Rod didn't want to take the big IPC positive battle here because he knew it would mean he'd lose a lot of income here, maybe lose Manchuria here. It would slow him down. I'd probably take it back. So I think Rod came to the conclusion that he's sufficiently ahead in this game and doesn't need to take that sort of risk. And I can't say I blame him. I think that's a reasonable choice to make given his position. So let's keep carrying on then. I'm gonna buy 6 infantry, 2 well, maybe I should buy more than, no, I think that's enough. 2 transports and a fighter. I want to have a little bit more units over here now that he might start pressuring Alaska. So that's what the fighter's for. So, first things first, let's muster up some forces to attack this. I'm only going to hit here with 1 infantry. Should I do 2? I think I'll just do 1. Best to preserve our muscle if we can. Oh, right, we are not going to want to hit that there. Well, it looks like this is just going to be a sacrifice, and I can't really prevent him from taking it out, so if I can't save it, I might as well put it into the spot he's least likely to attack, which would be 36, because I'll have some planes from the UK here to threaten his navy if he wants to go for it. That's the best I can come up with. but I'm glad I forced a destroyer buy out of him. Drat, he got the hit back. That means he's gonna get the income as well. That's unfortunate. Guess I'll put the blokes there. Put them here to have more counterpunch against any possible Italy stack. Let's put a destroyer here to beef up our defenses. I would like to unload some units there, and the rest can move up here. I might need the UK to help me defend hither, but we shall see. Let's move these blokes over here. I'm going to move this anti-aircraft gun here as well. I don't foresee using it anytime soon, so I'd rather have it here to defend Western US, so if he does land in Alaska, I don't have to, you know, overspend keeping Western US safe. And I'm putting the bomber here in Caucasus instead of India, and the reason for that is I want it to be in range to bomb Germany or hit Italy or wherever. Whereas in India, it's really just to force him to defend C-Zone 61 and not leave it naked. Alright. Do I need this many units here? I don't really need that many units there. Maybe I can add an extra destroyer here to help make it cheaper to defend C-Zone 3 in the future. Because he can only hit this with a bomber and one fighter rank 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. This should be plenty safe. Let me check my defense profiles. I think we're good. Ah, it really sucks that I gave him that income. Should be able to snuff this out pretty soon as Africa dredges. Alright. I think I'm going to need more artillery here. Okay, so I was looking at this and I was thinking, should I hit this here in Transjordan? Because it's kind of a tempting hit. I have really IPC positive odds, but the thing that's holding me back is, one, Russian units are super precious. They're the most precious units in the game because Russia's kind of the clock that determines whether you win or lose. Can Russia hold out long enough before the Allies can break Karelia or stack France and flood in to provide support? And so that's why their units are super precious. But at the same time, you know, that's a pretty juicy attack. It denies German income. So I'm not sure what the right decision here is. But if I do decide to take up Transjordan, these units and the 2 tanks I'd send with it are kind of stranded for a while and not really able to keep things safe. So I was a little bit reluctant to do that. I'd rather hit them with the US ideally because these guys don't have a lot to do, or potentially the UK even. So I think I'm going to skip this just because I don't want to send my guys through there. It will give the Russians an extra 2 IPCs. It's going to take this and this. And then he gets it again the turn after. Maybe I should hit it. Really torn. Maybe it is the right decision to hit this. As much as I dislike doing so. Because if I don't, he gets this for an extra turn, he gets this. He gets this for at least 2 turns. That's 3 IPCs. I do basically hand Kazakh to Japan. Maybe I should air raid that as the UK. 1, 2, 3, maybe air raiding that's the right choice. It's a tough decision. Let me also make sure that Moscow's safe. I'm gonna have 10 infantry, 15 infantry. I'm gonna have 5 artillery. There's gonna be 5 planes there. That's a, yeah, like 1% capture. I should be safe. But then again, I also probably need to defend this. I have a bunch of bombers here, and he can air raid this. Oof. What if I were to reduce? Goodness, I think I'll just skip it. If I didn't have these bombers here, then I needed to protect from a tank and an air raid. Maybe I would do it. I think I'll skip it. Tough choice. Nice, got West Russia. Alright, well, let's move the masses in here. I think I'll move these guys here. Now I need to see, is Kazakh safe? Am I safe defending it there against Japan? They can hit with 1 tank. Fighters. How many bombers does he have? 2? 2 bombers. I can make it safe. I'm going to have to add some UK fighters to it. If I add the AA gun, that should make it very safe. Goodness. Had to do so many calculations to play this game. I was playing Friday Night Blitz with someone that said, oh, if you're a top player, you know, you should know by now what, you know, gives you good odds, or, you know, just have some gut instinct and gumption, you know, to decide if things are safe or not. And I was just thinking, I'm like, I certainly don't have that. I don't have gut instinct and gumption to know if an attack's safe or not or something. I have to calculate this shit out. I don't want to put an infantry here because he has 10 infantry, so he can just smash and stack whatever's there. So I need to figure out how many units to place. You know, I think I'll just leave one unit there. Maybe I won't defend it at all. Sometimes you just get too fancy for your own good. And it can cause you problems. You stretch yourself too thin and leave too many razor-thin odds, and the enemy can just take advantage of that. I think I will air raid this as UK. I want to deny him the free 2 IPCs. We'll leave this here to say he can't blitz Persia for free. If he wants Persia, he's going to have to risk annihilation. I think this is the best I can come up with. I'll add 1 infantry here. Maybe I'll add 2. This should be pretty safe, right? Yeah, that's pretty safe. Okay, everything looks as safe as I can reasonably get things. I hate giving this income to Germany, but I think I don't have a choice. I had to make sacrifices to defend India, and Rod took advantage of that. Well, we'll see what we can do with this game from here. Let's look. Well, we're slightly ahead at the start of round 4. I think this is anyone's game at this point. Since Rod didn't go for the India slam, he lost a lot of momentum as Japan. He should be taking these, should have been taking these territories this turn. So that gave Russia a little bit of extra income, and hopefully that extra income will have a calming effect on, you know, some of our below average dice early on. So we'll see how this game continues on. Alright, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for UK 4. Welcome back. It's UK 4. Let's take a look at what Rod did. 11 infantry, artillery, repaired 2 on Berlin. Took Ukraine for free, Vologda for free. France, no losses. Southern Europe, no losses. Northwestern Europe, no. Oh, Jesus. At least he lost 2 in West Russia. Nothing anywhere else, though. So he had a pretty darn good turn. How many did he kill? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units. Wow. Alright, so we're still in a sticky place. Germany has way too much income for my taste. And my original instinct was to take Baltic states for free and Northwestern Europe. The problem with that is I need to defend C-Zone 3 for the United States, and that's just going to be very difficult. I can't really do it against the amount of planes he has, so I'm just going to skip Baltic states and play it a little safe. Alright then, for my buy, I'm going to buy a bomber, 8 infantry. Not enough for a full load, but What else is new? So for here, now that he doesn't have that big Looming Death Ball over me, I'm going to air raid this like I discussed because I want to force him to sacrifice a tank if he wants this income. How many of this one is it? That should be good. Hit that with one cruiser. That is correct because I want a cruiser and a destroyer in C-Zone 3 to defend it sufficiently against the Japanese bomber and potentially his Air Force. I'll be able to add some more US planes, and if he wants to wipe it, he's going to have to invest in an aircraft carrier, which is usually not very prudent. I hate doing air raids, but I think it makes sense here. You know, now that I think about it, I don't really want to use the infantry and artillery here. Why don't I just hit it like that so I can use infantry instead of my precious artillery? Good, one rounded him. No hitbacks, excellent. Come on, fighters, you can do better than that. Or maybe they can't. Well, you give him enough rounds and he'll eventually hit back, huh? Took 6 rolls for those stinking fighters to hit. Nice, we got Egypt. This is the most important battle, though. Don't lose me a fighter. Son of a gun. Well, that's why I hate air raids. Sometimes you trade 10 for 3 or more. I hate it how it asks. I think. We'll do it this way. If he hits this with his Japanese bomber, I know he plans to wipe it out. I'll probably delay the US landing a turn. Yeah, my Navy's getting a little spread out at this point. I hate losing that fighter, but it's probably the right decision in any case. I'm trying to think, should I put this sub here to deny him from just sending one free transport over there. I think that's what I'll do. And this can also kind of guard these spots as well. I'd like to discourage him from just sending a transport over to take Alaska for free. I want him to have to commit something more substantial to do it. Might have to buy another aircraft carrier as the US or United Kingdom. Well, unfortunately, I mean, I guess it wasn't a terrible round, but it wasn't great. We failed Burma and we lost a fighter. So, I mean, we won all the unimportant battles really easily, but all the ones that mattered we lost. Well, I guess Egypt mattered. Oh well, give and take. The good news is Japan's income is lower than they'd normally be by this turn because they went for the India pressure. The bad news is we're not in a super strong position. Guess I can delete that now. Anyway, we're making the most of it, and I'll catch you guys next time for USA 4. Welcome back, it's USA 4. Let's take a look at what Rod did. Took a Venki for free, Sea King for free, hit us in Australia, didn't lose a damn thing, took the sub. Well, he had a perfect round. Looks like he's buying another transport by the looks of things. So, I had a bit of trouble here thinking of what I wanted to do this round. Because I can either stay in the Medshuck, in which I give him a 63% chance on my fleet, or I could just pull out. But looking at the state of the board, I don't really like my position that much. He's starting the island rotations, he's getting ready to hit Africa, and he's really strong as Germany. He's got 100 attack power, and most of his stuff is infantry. Like, France is super locked down, he's got Ukraine and Karelia locked down. Like, I am not in a good position, so I think I need to take a risk, because it's going to take too long to crack Germany the standard way, so I'm gonna stick with this Medshuck. I'm gonna give him odds on Sea Zone 8, and I'm gonna play a little bit risky here. So for our purchase, aircraft carrier to give us more naval defense, and 10 land units. Bombing raid. Might as well throw everything we can in the kitchen sink here. No real reason not to. And that's about all the combat I can come up with. Alright, let's move this up. We're going to move these guys here. I'm going to move one transport down here because I'm worried about him. I'm more worried about him taking this out in Sea Zone 3, so I'm going to leave Sea Zone 8 vulnerable. I do plan to defend Caucasus. buy that next aircraft carrier, but I'd still rather the fighter be in position here. The reason I'm keeping the infantry in Libya is in case he goes for Egypt, I can retake it, and with the units here in Sea Zone 15, assuming he doesn't wipe this, I can threaten Ukraine, Bulgaria. I have more options on places I can hit. And I guess I'll just move like so. I only have 2 transports moving here, so I'll move 1 infantry this way because there's no point in having more than I can move. And this makes Alaska a less tempting target for him. Let me check my defense profiles. All right. Okay, let's get this party started. I would ideally like to make sure I capture West Russia, because if I fail, that's really bad because he can blitz a bunch of tanks into Russia and that will completely throw off my entire game plan. So I'm gonna add a little bit more oomph to West Russia than I might otherwise. Why do I have that marked as attack? That must be old. Whoa, I don't want 2 artillery here. That's a mistake. While having 3 fighters as Russia isn't ideal, it is nice to have the extra fighters for trading purposes. Okay, got those 2 battles, now the most important one. Nice, perfect round. Can't complain about that. Okay, so the next question is, how much do I need to defend everything? Because I would like... I kind of want to start moving this AA gun back up, but feel a little insecure doing so. Okay, how much do I need to protect this? I'm going to build... Let's see, what if I just move... do I need here? Okay. That should be... Oh, that's right. I also have those US fighters there. This should be enough to defend Kazakh, right? With the UK reinforcements, what can he hit that with? Let's plug that into a calculator real quick. infantry, an artillery, a tank. 4 tanks. Should be super safe. Okay. I'm liking the look of this. I just hope if he decides to hit this, I get good odds. The odds say I should kill everything but 1 bomber if he gets an average result. But we will see how things turn out. Let's maybe add 1 artillery here, and then I guess I can take... That should be fine, right? Then I'll have 5 artillery, 7 infantry. That's safe. This is safe. Okay. Carved out a nice bit of income for us this turn. And this should be not an well, should be less attractive for him. We'll see what he decides to do. I don't think he'll hit the fleet because he's going to want to trade these territories, but it's possible. We'll just have to see. I'm a little worried about him hitting this here. It's also a little scary what he could do here if he decides to buy an aircraft carrier. He'd have 5 planes against my 4 weaker boats, but you gotta take risks when you're in a tough spot. Seriously love having 3 fighters. It's really nice. We actually took a slight attack power lead, though we will see if that endures, because Germany's too strong for my taste. They got France already stacked, and once they get France fully stacked, that's where your games become a nightmare as the Allies, because they can just send everything to Karelia, and you just have a lot of trouble breaking them. But we'll keep at it. Alright, see you next time for UK 5. Welcome back, it's UK 5. Let's take a look at what Rod did. He bought a fighter, 11 infantry, and repaired in Berlin. For combat, no losses West Russia, failed Southern Europe, lost 1 Northwestern, no losses Italy, so pretty average turn. So, I was sitting here thinking a long time about this turn. So first, I'll just go over my buy, a bomber, 5 infantry. I think I'm actually going to change that to a fighter because I am thinking I'm going to have to lay down another aircraft carrier pretty soon. He's starting to build up enough air to concern me. So I'll do a fighter instead of a bomber. And here's what got me thinking. So if he hits with these 7 planes here, he has like a 90 or 89% chance to clear, or sorry, 85% chance to clear, and it's a 30 IPC positive battle. And so at first I'm like, oh shit, I should hit this. It's a -8 IPC attack. And I'm thinking that still might be the sort of thing I want to do. But since he stacked these guys here, he has signaled to me that he does not want to hit the US fleet. Because if he goes for this, he loses 4 fighters, gets a 30 IPC profit paycheck, then I'm going to absolutely smash him in West Russia. Huge, huge profit for the Russians. I calculated it out, and it's a 26%, 26 IPC profit there, and will probably lose him the game, because then I'll be able to crack Karelia no problem. In fact, I think I might go for that in any case. So that was the idea. I'm still thinking about whether I want to hit this or not, because if I go for it, the odds are he ends up the fight with 3 fighters, I lose everything. Which doesn't, you know, taking 1 fighter away from here is like a little nice, but it's not super duper impactful, you know? So, yeah. I think I'm going to skip this just because it's not as profitable. I don't really, I mean, of course I care about this fleet here, but I'm not worried about it anymore now that he postured that he's going to land his fighters there. So, if he's going to land his fighter, this is a big rabbit hole for you guys, unless of course Rod just messed up. The only place he can attack and land his fighters here is here, Kazakh, and can hit Evenki? Oh, sorry, and here, Archangel. So my plan is I'm going to air raid Evenki to say, hey, if you want to hit these Archangel guys, you're going to have to risk some planes for it. So that's my new and improved plan. Let's get to it. You'd have to land there. It's not super appealing to me to land there, so I think we'll just do a bombing raid here. I think that's a better idea to me. I kind of hate doing these sort of air raids, but sometimes it's important to see, based on your opponent's movement, what they're posturing. And from what I see, he's going to want to hit Archangel, because that will weaken my hit here against West Russia. So if he wants to do this, odds are he'll lose a fighter taking them out, instead of just losing an infantry. So that's at least my read on his play. Whether it's correct or not, time will tell. Air raiding always gets me nervous. I'll take it. You roll a 2, I roll a 2. Son. Lost a fighter. That sucks, but that's the risk you take when you do air raids. Ugh. Well, not a super fantastic, amazing round. How can he hit this? Oh, that extra sucks, because now he can hit this super hard. Okay. Now I have to go out and calculate what his odds are on India, because I didn't capture Burma, so all of these fighters can land here. So let's see, he can bring 5 fighters, 3 bombers, 2 infantry, and a battleship bombard. Okay, looks like his odds are abysmal. So that's something. Where do I want to place this submarine for maximum annoyance? I can't place it in range of the destroyer, but maybe I can slip it up here to try and deter him from landing in 62. Let's move the stack up here. This way he can no longer dip out of Karelia super cheaply. Since this should be safe asterisk, I will move my units there. How many units do I need guarding here? I think I have to leave this. Well, let's see. His bomber can hit there, can't they? 3 bombers. Oh, this is getting a little hard to defend, isn't it? You know what? Yeah, this is getting hard to defend. Everything. Because if he hits this with 3 bombers, he has really good odds. Yeah, you know, I think I may just have to delay everything. Yeah, because if he hits this, I guess I can... Glad I bought a fighter, because I definitely can't defend all of this. I think I'm going to have to end the med shock next turn. And I'm just going to have to delay landing with the US, or maybe put more units down here. I don't really want to send more units down there is the thing. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, but if he can also hit here. Let's see, where is this safe? It's not, is it safe here? 1, 2, 3. It's not really safe anywhere. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna give him odds on something somewhere. I guess the question is, where do I give him odds? That's a toughie. Well, I kind of value the UK units a little bit more because they're able to drop off every turn. I think I just gotta I think I have to let these guys go. As much as I hate it. I'm just gonna do a caution. So I don't know if he'll attack this. If I were him, I would definitely attack this. It's a shame I only noticed this just now. But that's the threat of bombers. Bombers just have range everywhere. You know, I want to land these bugs somewhere different? Not just yet. Well, drat. Well, let's think about this. Maybe if I put these guys here, that will probably keep this safe. And his odds here, if I keep the destroyer there, are not super compelling. This will at least keep more pressure up on Germany. If he wipes that out, so be it. He's gonna have odds everywhere, but I think this is the best I can come up with. At least I have a reasonable odds of fending him off this way. But my navy's stretched too thin. And there's just not a lot I can do about it. At this point, I couldn't really afford another aircraft carrier. And I hate bind destroyers, they're so inefficient. They don't do anything, they just sit there. They're like a artillery for twice the price, and it doesn't even make other boats attack for more. They're just a garbage artillery. At least aircraft carriers can house fighters, and they can hit land and sea. Well, anyway, this is the best I can come up with. Alrighty, catch you guys next time for USA 5. Welcome back, it's USA 5. Let's take a look at what Rod did. So he bought more fighters, looks like he's going the heavy air strategy. Took Kauai, no hitbacks, took New Zealand, no hitbacks. And he air raided Russia. I had 4 units. Not one of those guys hit back, which really sucks. He got 22 IPCs for absolutely nothing. I should have at least hit 1 or 2 planes, but alas, it was not to be. That's actually a huge win for him. I think that was a Russian bomber I had in there too. I didn't think he'd hit Russia because it could, if I get 2 hitbacks, I can smash West Russia, but, well, it happens, so now we gotta figure out how to deal with it. So I'm just gonna buy 9 land units, I'm gonna buy a transport, and 1 fighter to help defend against what he's got going on over here. So, I can't really stay in the Mediterranean anymore. I got some pressure here on Berlin and France, but he's just got too much air here. I can't continue this. So, I'm just gonna do tried and true bombing raid. That's about all I can do. Sucks, but that's how it is. Can I get 22 damage to make up for? I did not get 22 damage in bombing raids. I got another -12. Well, this isn't a good turn. I was just starting to feel good about my position until this happened. 6. I only need 4. I think I'm going to pull back here from Alaska. He can double hit this, and I can't really protect it, so I'll let him take Alaska, but I should be able to take it back without too much fanfare. Especially if I leave 3 infantry there. Well, maybe I can't. He hits it with 2. Maybe I can't. Maybe I need to send this guy here. Is it 1? No, if it's here, it can go 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's send another one of these here to give us a bit more Alaska threat. Okay. Well, I was a little off on how many units I needed here. We'll just move these blokes forward. Might want to keep some of these down here to defend Africa. God, that really sucked. You got my 25 IPCs for free, then Fort 35 with the bomber, or 37 IPCs for free. That is not good for the war report. Yeah, you can see we have a significant deficit now. Drives me nuts. I was really happy with how we've been doing things. That was not to be, huh? How many units am I going to place here? I'm going to place 6 here. And I want to place at least the fighter and 3 units here. That should be safe. Really crappy round. Really crappy round. Such is life. Alright, well, let's get to the Russians then. Let's take that. We can, I want to hit this, but my planes will have to land somewhere I don't want. So that's a bit of a problem. What if I do something like that, but then move this full stack here forward? How will that look? Can you hit this? You can... I think this should be safe-ish. Oh, I can't even land the plane there, even if I do that, huh? Okay, well let's go forward with an artillery and infantry. I don't really want to do that, but I think it's important to take this unit out so he can't trade these spots. Okay. Now, I also need to figure out how much I need to defend this zone with, so he can... I'm gonna probably zap that with the UK. should be pretty safe. Let's get rid of the Kazakh defense here. Just want to make sure he can't take me out here. Yeah, I got to do a lot of calculations here. This is probably not the most fun part of Axis and Allies. He's got a lot of planes. What am I even building? So I'll have 9 infantry, 7 artillery, 3 tanks, 3 fighters, and an AA gun. What are his capture chance? 96%. Okay, I think we need to simmer down a little bit here. I think I need to simmer down a little bit. Is that really how I want to use my Russian fighters, though? I think this is the best I can come up with. Such a huge value swing. Losing the bomber, the perfect air raid on Moscow. Alright, well. Did what I could. The next question is, do I want to send, maybe I'll just send 1 infantry down here to defend India just in case he wants to do another full shove. He's kind of posturing, pulling these guys back, saying, hey, I can go to Burma, but I'm not gonna try to leave units here to retake that. He just has too many planes, and I don't want to fight for infantry. Well, maybe. Do I? No, I think what I want to do is move as many Russian forces here as possible to just get him out, kick him out of West Russia. He's probably gonna pull back. This is safe, right? 14. Let me double check to make sure Finland's safe. Man, I had to run so many calculations. It's not the most fun thing in the world, but it's super important that you make sure you cover your bases, or you can be in a lot of trouble. He actually has pretty good odds there. Okay, what if I add 3 fighters? Will that be safer? Yeah, it's safe now. Glad I checked. There's no way this isn't safe, right? I'm not going to even calculate it. It has to be safe. Well, we're back at even at the end of our turn, which means we're behind, but we took a really big hit with that Russia raid, and then we lost the bomber. We were just starting to scrabble back into the game, but we got a bad beat there, so... Well, we're not out of it yet, so we'll keep chugging along and catch you guys next time for UK6. Welcome back, it's UK6, and let's take a look what Rod did. So 12 infantry, Took Southern Europe. Hit a bunch of places. Killed 8, lost 3. So about what should have happened. Unfortunately, that last round was a nightmare for us. We lost an incredible amount of value and attack power and got absolutely nothing in return. So, I'm thinking here, because this is where the game starts to get really hard. Once Germany gets a super safe France stack and can just send almost all of their units to reinforce Karelia, man, his income's really high for this point in the game. So we're in a bit of a pickle here. So the way forward, I decided, is I'm not going to focus on UK land units because they're just going to stack up in Finland and they're probably just not going to get a lot done. So instead, I'm going to focus on bombers. I want to get as many bombers as I can so I can use bombing raids to reduce the amount of reinforcements going to Karelia to try and break it, hopefully before Moscow falls. So that's my idea. For combat, I want to take out this schmuck here in Szechuan. To deny him Kazakh. I would also like to take out Caucasus. Now, what I plan to do is I plan to have Russia to trade these two lightly and then most likely full stack Caucasus. And so you might be thinking, well, Blacktide, why are you attacking with UK where you're going to get worse odds? And the reason for that is I want to be able to trade. I want to be able to trade these territories with the UK. So they can get the income when they take German territories, and leave Russia to trade with Japan, where they'll get the income. I hate trading against Japan with the United Kingdom, because whether I take these territories or something owned by Russia, they don't actually get the income, because the turn just ends before their turn. So here, I was trying to decide how many units I should hit this with. Fortunately, I lost my other bomber there. Maybe I'll just hit here instead to give myself slightly better odds. I think that's wiser and safer than bombing Germany for now. So it's kind of a little bit of a juggling act here to keep these places safe. I would like to send the aircraft carrier here, and then the cruiser and destroyer here to hopefully keep this safe from the Japanese bombers. It's kind of a little bit of a juggling act, but it's the best I can come up with. Have to be careful of this guy going over hither. I'm a little tempted to just hit this with 2 bombards. Test his defense profile. I'm a little tempted to do that. I don't think I've tested if he's bomber first or not. Might as well. Sorry, anti-aircraft first. Means I'll probably have to leave the aircraft carrier there. This leaves my units a little bit more vulnerable. I don't know if that's worth it. I don't think it is worth it. give it a whirl. Son of a gun. He's not going to get 100% hitbacks on me, is he? I just realized there's a tank there and I should... Oh my god, I have to continue. I just realized there's a tank here, so he's gonna kill this fighter. Sucks. Oh well. I was kind of hoping to capture that. Well, that was a slight error. That was a slight error. I should have noticed that tank, but I didn't. I was also kind of hoping I'd capture Szechuan, but he got every single one of his units hit back. Hit back. No losses. Yeah. Did I lose? I think I lost. I lost 4. He lost 3. God. We can't afford to roll like this for too much longer, can we? Oh well. I think I'll move this transport here because this is a little bit safer with 4 units defending it against 3 bombers than here where it's lower attack power units. Oof. In fact, I don't think I'm going to send that guy over. Fudge, that was not the turn I was looking for. Not the turn I was looking for. I was so hopeful last turn that I dug myself out of a pit, but that turn certainly didn't help. Yeah, we're behind now because we've traded so poorly, and this poor schmuck's gonna go the way of the dinosaur. Alright, well that's it for now, and I'll catch you next time for USA 6. Welcome back, it's USA 6. Let's take a look at what Rod did. So, 8 infantry, bought another tank, because he knows this is gonna die. Hit the sub, took Alaska for free, killed 1, lost 1 Evenki, lost nothing CK. Oh, man. Failing to capture Szechuan, and I didn't even hit back with the fighter. Oh, I'm starting to quickly lose this game after this last round. These little bad luck seeds are really starting to snowball. I think I'm gonna have to start taking some drastic risks soon. Anyway, yeah. I'm just gonna buy 9 land units and a bomber to rebuild the lost one. I want more artillery to help me bust Karelia, and we'll see how things go. Oof. Not too much to do here. I could test his defense profile, which I think I will. I think I'll hit with these guys to give me better odds there. That's about it. Nice. Okay, well now we know his anti-aircraft are after infantry. It's good to know. Got it? Nice. Might consider sending this anti-aircraft gun back because I don't really intend to have much use for it. Let's see, how many units will I have here next turn? I'm gonna have 8 units plus an artillery, so I really only want this many units here. I can't, I mean, I guess if I use all the AA guns, I can move everything. There is something I'd like to do, though. I would like to send a fighter. Maybe I can send this transport here to guard against him doing some funny business down here. I don't know if that's a good use of it, though. Maybe I will. Yeah, he might suicide that transport, I'm not sure. Be nice to keep that income there. If I were him, I'd probably suicide the transport in if I didn't have backup. You know, maybe instead of sending all of these guys, I could just send this guy. Can go 1, 2, 3. No, I need the aircraft carrier or I can't land with it. Tenebrous path lies before us. Yeah, we're falling behind. Maybe it was too risky to hit Szechuan with the UK. No, I feel like I kind of have to do some of these risky moves. Problem is they're just not paying off. Problem is they aren't paying off. figure out. I guess I don't need to send these down there since I'm not sending a transport. Actually, can this hit if he lands here? I guess the UK can hit there. I guess I don't need the aircraft carrier, do I? Let's see, if he lands here, go 1, 2, 4, he lands. Oh, he can't even reach there. So you have odds here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 7. Should be okay. Oh, Russia. I want to send 2 there. I think sending 1 is enough. I don't really care if I take it. I should have enough to keep Moscow safe in any case. I hate these sort of games the most because I haven't lost the game yet, but the game gets pretty simplified from here. It's just going to be Japan trying to take out Moscow and me trying to take out Karelia. And the amount of nuance that goes into these sort of positions is low, and I'm behind. And usually Axis comes out ahead in these positions, so I'm kind of getting nervous. Getting a little nervous here. Gonna leave an AA gun there this time. Let me just double check with the odds to make sure that if he does another one of his plane bombs, it's not IPC negative for me. Maybe I'll just put them all here. Jeez, that's a lot of planes. Ah, I haven't taken out any of them. I am in a lot of trouble. I'm gonna probably start considering a Karelia or a France or Berlin YOLO very soon. Very soon. It gets dangerous once Japan gets this many fighters, because what happens is once I have to start buying naval defense, I basically lost the game. My pressure dramatically decreases on Germany. Japan can trade hyper efficiently. They can take India, they can take Moscow with very little, and I have to really turtle up. And it just becomes very difficult to win, because buying naval defense doesn't help me attack. It just helps me stay alive, which is really not what you want. So I'm going to be on the lookout for some aggressive maneuvers going forward. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll catch you next time for UK 7. Welcome back, it's UK 7. Let's take a look what Rod did. Repaired for 2, 13 land unit buy. Still very rich. So, Northwestern, no hit. Wow, he hit it with 1. That I do that too, so that's probably the right decision. West Russia, no losses. Lost 1 in Archangel. Shame he didn't fail Northwestern, because Archangel is, or Archangel rather, is just going to go to the Japanese. And I certainly don't want to try and air raid that with 2 planes. So for my purchase, I'm going to buy 7 land units and a fighter. Normally I'd buy a bomber, but I've lost too many planes, and I'm going to need more planes over here in India to keep it safe against his increasing air power. So not a lot to do is the UK. Oh yeah, I forgot about this here. I can actually hit this. No, I can't. I guess I'll just move this down here. Try to trade Burma out. Be nice to have a bomber here. I don't know if I want to use that many planes there. Okay, what I do want to do for sure, we're going to trade out Northwestern Europe. I want to hit these locations. I think that's about all I can manage here. Be a little light here, isn't it? Against 6 versus, I'm gonna have 3, 4, 5, 6. It's gonna be a little light there, but I'm only gonna have 1 UK transport there. And I think that's about all I can manage. This transport's dead zone by the fighter here. Really uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. We are most assuredly behind. These are the decisions, the positions Axis dreams about, where they have a safe stacked West Russia and then they can just funneling everything into Karelia. It's quite uncomfortable for us. Nice. Well, all in all, we got the good side of average. Guess I'll move 2 units up here. India migration going. What are his odds here in Sea Zone 3? Let me calculate that real quick to see if I want to put the aircraft carrier there or not. I don't think I do want to put it there, but let's just humor's sake, see, he has a 67% chance to clear. Oof. What are his odds if I just keep everything here? odds are good to clear no matter which place I shimmy them over to. Well, I guess I don't really... I probably shouldn't have used 2 cruisers. I probably should have calculated that beforehand, but I didn't. So here we are. Here we are. Well, now that I look at it, yeah, I should have left an extra cruiser there. Yeah, 67% chance to clear. But yeah, he really doesn't have any other targets for these. I mean, he just has Kazakh, so he's going to be super tempted to just go for that. Well, not much I can do about it at this point. I probably should have left a cruiser there, but when I get behind like this, I kind of get a little lazier with the calculation. I'm like, I'm losing this game. I'm not gonna spend time calculating it out. What a waste. Because if I move, well, I'll just leave it like this. If he kills it, he kills it. So be it. Problem is the attack power doesn't tell the story. Usually when the attack power is kind of even, it's Axis favored. Especially this late into the game with all the islands taken. But can't do much about it. Alright, see you next time for USA 7. Welcome back. It's USA 7. Let's take a look at what Rod did. Bought another complex here for Kwang Tung. Took Kazakh. And then he took all the freebies we offered him. So we're kind of getting to that little scary part of the game where I can't stack Kazakh anymore as the allies safely, and Japan has a lot of planes. So I was sitting here thinking, do I take a IPC neutral France attack? Would be pretty devastating, but the downside of it is I kind of just send all my logistics down the drain. The other thing I can do is I can wait a turn, and next turn I'm going to have 4 more planes in range, which will give me a lot more muscle to potentially hit something, and you know, threaten Berlin, threaten Karelia, and just force him to choose, because I don't think he could defend all 3. So I think that's the option I'm going to go for, is the sit and wait. I think we're behind, but I don't feel behind to the extent where I just want to put, you know, my hands in the dice. It's like a 29% capture, 52% clear, but I just simply don't want to do the attack if I don't have to, especially since my odds will likely be better next turn. So I'm just going to buy 10 infantry and a fighter. Kill that bloke. I was trying to decide if I wanted to hit this with the US. I don't think that I do, because I'd like to wait until I get more planes in range to be a little bit more efficient. I think I don't really have any other combat, actually. If I have these guys here, that's 4 potential hits instead of 1, and I need to be hyper efficient right now. I'm not desperate enough to use 2 US units to hit that. I'm getting close to being that desperate, but I'm not there yet. Do I actually care about these anti-aircraft guns landing? I don't know. Maybe I do. Because I don't think I'll be able to do a full load otherwise. All of these guys, so I'll send one here just in case he goes for a Western US attack. I really don't want to send any guys back that I don't have to. Excuse me. Is this safe? Hit it with 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 6, 7. Should be safe there. I was considering whether I should send a unit down here to retake French Madagascar with the US, but that'd be 1, 2, 3 turns to do it. And if I felt more comfortable in my position, like I'm in a really strong position where I already had a transport here or here, I could get there in 2 turns, I might do that, but I don't. If he moves his fleet down to 36 and I need to send more units down to Africa, then I'll consider that. But at this point in time, I don't think it's worth taking back the 1 IPC. Okay, well, let's finish up. We'll send the transports back. 3 infantry should be enough to hold against a battleship and 1 infantry, and if it's not, they got this little cutie here that can chime in. He could potentially take Alaska from us, but if he does, well, so be it. Should be a little bit safer now with 2 aircraft carriers fully loaded. And maybe I want to put some fighters here. Should be safe, right? Because I'd like the fighters to be able to go, like, 1. I'd like them to be able to hit... Well, can they hit here if they go... Okay, 1, 2... Yeah, I guess they can't really hit there. Where's my bomber? Okay, the bomber can go here. That will allow me to trade with planes. Maybe I'll only send 2. That way I have a little bit more muscle if he wants to move 3 guys to Alaska. I can take it with more certitude. guess since I already have 10 here, I can just plop it. An extra one in Western US for safety. Oh, shit. Oh, I left those undefended. Oh, between halfway through my turn. Ah, crap. I can't believe I did that. I took a work phone call, pause, completely forgot everything I was doing, and man. That really sucks. Oh, I'm gonna lose. Oh, that might lose me the game there. Well, no one to blame but myself. That's really disheartening. That's quite disheartening. I'm gonna have to do something drastic. Oh, that's so many IPCs. That's so much pressure. All gone. All gone. I just had to land a battleship there and it would have been fine. Ugh. Welcome back, it's UK8. He bought 12 infantry, and as expected, he killed the 4 transports for absolutely free. Man. I know it's all my fault, but it's just frustrating when I get a call in the middle of my turn, and you know how it's kind of easy to lose track of what you were doing and thinking, and then just boop. Might have been a game-losing blunder there, but we'll see. So, for this turn, I'm just going to buy 4 infantry, aircraft carrier, and a fighter, and the reason is his naval dominance is kind of getting to what I like to call a scary degree, where I'm just having difficulty defending all my guys. He's got a lot of stuff. So, to help chip away at Germany, I'm just going to keep doing these suicide bombards. It's IPC negative, but, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Maybe I'll just do more bombards. Moving this guy out of the way because I don't trust myself not to accidentally engage that guy in battle. Nice that we didn't get hit, but I was kind of hoping for more than 3. I was kind of hoping for, I don't know, 28 IPC damage to make up for those lost transports. Even though the max is 20, I was still secretly hoping for 28. Is that too much to ask for? About all you can hope for. Drat. Well, I mean, it's an okay round. I have to be very cautious with my bombers, because he's shown a propensity for air raids. That's not really what I'm about here. Another nice thing about getting an additional aircraft carrier is I'll be able to land in C-Zone 5 and start taking Baltic and hopefully forcing him to trade a little bit more every turn. Oh man, frustrating that I did that, but gotta shake it off. Everyone makes blunders sometimes, and we just gotta keep on chugging. I think that might have been a game-losing blunder. We'll see. I'm going to put a transport here because I'd like to be able to draw from here if I need to. I'm gonna move. I think this is fine. I'm not going to break Corellia anytime soon. So having these guys here for pickup to hit France, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Is an option. I was a little tempted to send this guy down here to potentially take back that island. That might be an idea. That might be an idea. Is that worth it? I'll send him here, here, 3. It's just so far out of the way. I'd rather keep my planes and infantry here to keep pressure on him, because the more planes you get, the more pressure he has to defend these 3 spots. Sufficient. Is this defended? That's a legitimate question. Is this actually safe? I am not certain if that's safe. I should probably run the numbers just in case so I don't find he just strafed me and took me out next turn. So I'm going to have 23 infantry. 3 artillery, tank, 3 AA guns. Not really safe at all there, huh? Well, not safe at all. How many will I need to be safe? Maybe if I land a fighter there. Looks a little better. Try to group everything up if possible. Not a big fan of multinational defenses. Well, we'll stick with that. That should be good. 2, 4, 5, 6. Alright, see you guys next time for USA 8. Welcome back, it's USA 8. Let's take a look what Rod did. Killed 3, lost 1, nothing too spectacular. Bought a bomber and 12 infantry. Things are about to get hard. And we're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. So we basically lost everything when we failed there. I just don't have a lot of great, how do you say, ways I think we can get back in the game. But 4 transports, bomber, we'll try a few more rounds, see if we can find a good YOLO. Guess I'll slam everything in the kitchen sink against here. I'm only using 1 infantry because I have to be hyper efficient at this point in time. Oh, how many fighters is that? 5? I think I'll go for a bombing raid because I need results. Can't do much there. All right. Guess that's it. Take it. Oh, I hope they don't get the 1 and 9. Okay, excellent. Good, good, good. Perfect round. We need a lot more of those. We need a lot more of those, let me tell you. I think no, I don't really want to keep it in Great Britain because I only have one. I ironically only have 1 guy there. I want him bombing raiding that. Okay, we can move this bloke up. mistake twice. I believe it's worthwhile to defend this. I'll just leave one guy there. Well, maybe I shouldn't. I'll just leave one guy there. If Germany wants to hit that with his bomber, so be it. It's not like I'm really offloading that many units each turn as UK anyway. If he wants to take his bomber out at that, then so be it. I don't know, should I put the extra cruiser there? I mean, what are the odds of his bomber? It's a 20% chance for him to clear 10. No, I need this safe. Do I? I don't know what I need. 1, 2. How many units is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This should be enough to keep it safe. The reason I'm not putting... well... maybe I should just keep it. A tough choice. I don't know what I want to do here. I don't think I'm going to have pressure on him anyway. Just move it all here. He starts getting his navy, his air force this strong, and I have to start buying more boats to keep my navy afloat, is when you're usually on the precipice of losing as the allies. And losing those transports sure didn't help. Alright. Not feeling too rich. I'm just going to keep doing it this way. We'll try to take that with the UK and mosey on. Can I stack here? That might be an interesting idea. I'm going to pause the game here and run some numbers to see if I can stack Vologda. Be back in a minute. Okay, I ran the numbers, and there is a way to stack Vologda. Praise be. Well, I should be careful with sending too many artillery there. Be careful, because it might allow him to stack Kazakh. It's possible. I think I have to take that risk, though. Little things like this add up. Denying him income, securing it for you cheaply. Nice. Always important to hit Archangel to deny them that juicy Japanese reinforcement. Well, can't have everything, can ya? Sure would be nice to have everything, though. Alright, well, we got average. I'll take it. Should be safe, right? Yeah, it's ultra safe. What's the score? It says we're ahead, but we're not really ahead. We lost all of that pressure with the US. Russia's not going to last too much longer with how many units he's pumping out in the air. Once he gets it all parked in Karelia, and I'm forced to buy more and more Navy defense, as he just gets planes that can hit land and air, and I'm just buying these crappy aircraft carriers that can't do anything, it's going to get harder and harder for us. But who knows? Maybe he'll slip up and give us like a big chance on Berlin or something. I don't know, but doing the best we can here. Alright, see you next time for UK 9. Welcome back, it's UK 9. Let's take a look what Rod did. Paired 3, bought 11, killed 2, no losses. He had a perfect round, so. Alright, well. What do? We don't really have that much we can do, so I'm just gonna keep buying some air, chip away at Germany, and try to go for a risky YOLO at some point. Hate this. Kinda sorta hate this. I have to skip one of these. My odds are just getting too thin. I think I have to skip West Russia. to skip Kazakh, but I can't afford to skip Kazakh because he'll take Caucasus and wipe out a bunch of units, so I have to take that out no matter what. Yeah, no choice there. These are just borderline attacks. Gotta try it though. You gotta try to eke out value through getting good dice. Well, that wasn't what we wanted. Okay, hopefully those are his last hitbacks. He got a perfect round. Surely I should be entitled to the same. Maybe it's another perfect round where he just gets 100% hitbacks. Jeez. I have to try something desperate. This is horrible. Blunders plus bad luck is not a good combination. What a god-awful round. Minus 28. Oh my god. Oh. I don't even know what to say. That was truly awful. 2 hitbacks. 2 hitbacks. 2 hitbacks. 1 hitback. Only one of his units didn't get something. Strong India odds right now. I have to leave one of these fighters behind. And his odds are still really strong, even if I do that. He has a 57% chance of capturing it. I'm just gonna let him have it. Just gonna let him have it. Something happened, but I don't know what it is. I don't have any opportunities after losing those transports. My dice have been bad, and his have been good. I'm just going to keep all my guys here in range for a Berlin attack next turn. I think I have to go for it. I just hope he under-defends. I am not keeping this fighter here. I'm keeping it here in range of Berlin. I'll just keep one infantry back to make my odds a little bit better. Let's see. I don't want anything here. I don't want that bomber. Can the bomber reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Can't reach Berlin. That's what I have here. He has a 76% chance to capture. I think I have to offer it. I think I have to offer him those odds. Yep, I think I'm gonna have to move over the US troops here, and then I'm gonna have to try for a 1-2 on Berlin. I think that's my only way forward. I'm just too far behind. He's probably gonna go for a Kazakh stack. That's what I would do. I didn't even take the territory. He can land all his planes. I almost guarantee that's what he's gonna do next turn. That's what I would probably do. 76% chance on India. I'm gonna give it to him. It's not like it would... Yeah, I'm just gonna give it to him. I don't know what else to do. I could keep one infantry back, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe if he goes for India and I smoke him with the dice, something might get some space or something. I don't think he'll do that though. He's too far ahead. But looks like it's close, but it's not. It's not. Once Germany gets this sweet position, it's not close. Alright, well, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys next time for USA 9. Welcome back. It's USA 9. Let's see what Rod did. Okay, he started buying tanks, which tells me he plans to try to go for a kill move pretty soon. Probably just a turn or two. Nothing too extraordinary there turn-wise. So, what I'm going to do this turn is... I technically have a 10... what do I have? I technically have like a really low chance of clearing Karelia, like a 10% chance. I don't think I'm going to go for it, but I'm going to posture so I can hit France, I can hit Karelia, and I can hit Berlin, hopefully forcing him to concede something. So for this turn, I'm just going to buy 8 infantry, 2 artillery, and another fighter to keep building up pressure. Okay. Let's try to preserve these precious US units. Maybe I won't hit here. Maybe I'll just slam everything in here. I wonder if that's the right choice. So I was thinking of hitting here, but if I hit here, these fighters can only go 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't get back to Finland, which is what I want. I want them to be able to be in range of Berlin. So I think everyone except this bloke will be in range. Maybe I don't have to attack with him. Maybe I can just send him like 1, 2, 3. Maybe I can just send him here. Be a little discreet. Can do the 1 infantry thing again. Hope it doesn't blow up in my face, but I gotta be somewhat greedy. Maybe I should have done a strategic bombing raid on Berlin with that bomber. Probably should have. I'm purposely not taking these territories here because I want... What I'm trying to do here is get as much value out of these blokes as possible. Well, let's finish all these things. Make sure I don't blunder another turn here. Only 1 bomber in range there. That's good. No transports in range of Alaska. This should keep 10 safe, unless he wants to risk his bomber on a 20% attack, which I'm more than happy to give him. I need to keep the battleships and carriers here for maximum odds on Berlin. This also pressures France, Karelia, Berlin, so we got something going on here. I'm only moving 1 infantry up here because I don't want to make it too tempting of a target for the Japanese. I'd like to preserve and get as much value out of these as possible. Okay, I think that's sufficient. Move more guys here, but there's not much point for transports for infantry. I can always move them later if my heart desires. I like having these infantry here to shut down Alaska plays. It's just so obnoxious when they take it. It forces you to buy in Western US and do a bunch of nonsense that you're really not interested in doing. Something to consider is I probably don't want that many fighters here because I want, if I have too many here, they can go 1, 2, 3. I won't be able to land in Berlin. So I really want as many as I can in Finland because I'm going to have 1 here, then I'm going to have 3 coming from here. And that should allow me to hit with all of the fighters. So that's an important detail, or else I might be missing out on a fighter attack next turn. Oh, if I were Rod, I'd probably just give up France, full stack Karelia and Berlin, but he might miss it. So when you get into situations where you're in a tough spot, you have to take risks or hope your opponent misses something. Just making sure I actually have destroyers there. Darn. such a huge blunder losing those 4 transports. Such a big blunder. I feel other than that, I'm pretty happy with how I played the game. I did a little risky attack earlier with Szechuan with the UK, where if I failed to capture it, the fighter was vulnerable, but I thought it was worth the risk. I should have bombed, but maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't risk it. I don't know. I think this is as good as it gets. Maybe I shouldn't have that there. Maybe... no, I think it's better here. Yeah, I think it's better here. Perhaps. That doesn't threaten Karelia, though. Only threatens Berlin, but Berlin's really what I want. Tough to say where I want to put this. Yeah, I'll just keep it here. Now's not the time to hedge. Make sure I actually have this defended sufficiently. I should. Make sure that can't hit Western US. All right. Which one's more important to me? Probably hitting there is more important. Kill this, we can also protect Vologda another turn. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps, but you don't always get the help you want. Alright, let's go with that. I suppose technically Germany could go hit this, but I would welcome that attack if he wants to risk all of his planes for this. I'll just double check on what those odds would be. I don't think he would do that. But you never know. Maybe at 8 IPC profit, so maybe I should land 1 infantry there. Turn that to an IPC negative. What are Japan's odds on me here? Shouldn't be good, right? 12, 13. Yeah, they're terrible. Alright, well, this is the best I can come up with. That's it for now. Catch you guys next time for UK 10. Welcome back. It's UK 2. Let's take a look what Rod did. Full land buy. Took Ukraine. Took West Russia. Took Archangel. Nothing too special. So he did what I wanted him to do the absolute least, which was give up France and just stack Berlin. What can you do, though? So I'm just going to buy 6 air and a bomber and live on hopes and prayers. So I have to send fighters back. I want to air raid this to prevent him from taking a free Vologda. Take that for 2 to make sure he sends 2 units to retake it. That's about it. Guess I could use the artillery here. Yep, that's all I got. Really wish I could be doing bombing raids right now, but unfortunately I think we're just in a hopeless position. And back. Place 1 bomber here just to zone out his navy a little bit. Just move this submarine down now that the US kind of has that mostly defended. I'll send him here. I don't want to offer him 2 units in Persia. I'd like him to just trade 1. I'm going to have difficulties holding India very soon, so I kind of have to just huddle up and act like I'm a turtle. I don't think there's any winning this, but we'll keep hoping. Sending all of my units, all of my transports in 1 load. Like, just keep going, like 9 transports, 9 transports, 9 transports, to put up more pressure on Berlin and Karelia at the same time. No, I just don't think there's anything I can do. He's already got the Kazakh stack. Yeah, I think the game's just over. The attack power looks close, but the game is not. Moscow is going to fall, and then I'm all that worthless attack power lead is gonna go up in smoke. Yeah, he's got 41 land units here. I have much less. And he hasn't even flown over his Japanese fighters, so maybe conceding here very quickly. But we'll see. Alright, catch you guys next time for USA 10. Welcome back. Let's take a look what Rod did. He bought 12 infantry, a fighter. Nothing too exceptional happened. So, I was looking at the board, and I'm not breaking Karelia anytime soon. I have a 2 in 1,000 chance of capturing it if I hit it with everything I have with the US. And if I hit everything here with Russia, I have a 4.2% conquer chance. And I think I'm going to go for it because it's going to take me a really long time to break Karelia. Probably never. And he's going to most likely stack Caucasus. If not this turn, then the following turn. And I'm just going to lose Moscow. He has a ton of planes. He can also go for India. I have nothing going for me. So I have to take Berlin, Karelia, or get a really clean wipe on Kazakh. And those are the... Even if I fully clear this, I don't know if I can even win from there. I'm that behind. But I think I just have to try it. I have to go for it. And I will. So, just gonna buy more planes, some land units. I'm going to... Where can you hit? Actually, I think I need to hit everything on Caucasus, because if I clear it, I need to capture it. Well, no, I can blitz through with the UK to retake it, potentially. So maybe I'm not that desperate for it, since it'd be a shame to not make use of these planes. Good. Means we can blitz that with Caucasus, assuming I get the lucky top 4% or whatever on Kazakh, which is not likely, but what do you want from me? I'm desperately behind in this game, and I need to make something happen, and so I shall. Just making sure there are no planes in range of C-Zone 10, though I don't usually make that mistake, but Sometimes I get work calls and or other life things. I get distracted, and then when I come back to the game, you kind of lose what your whole plan was for the turn. As much as I'd like to spare a Russian infantry to get Caucasus, I don't think I can. I don't think I can spare it. I need everything I have for that crappy chance. That's safe, right? Should be. Safe enough. More artillery. That's what the doctor ordered. Alright, well. The game's gonna hit me with an implausible, but I know it's implausible, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's my only path forward that I see, or my most reasonable path forward. I could have taken a 0% on Berlin or a 0.2% on Karelia, but this is 4 out of 20, not 4 out of 20, a little less than 1 out of 20. It's not something you want to bet your future on, but that's not where we wanted to start. That was abysmal. That was way below average. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Alright, well, good game to my opponent. And thank you everyone for all the new followers, subscribers, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.